Hi, this is Joe and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing the Meepo V5 ER skateboard and answering the question, can a large, heavy rider such as myself learn to e-skate and learn to e-skate on a budget board, or do you need to spend more money and get a board with higher specs? First thing I noticed when I got the Meepo V5 electric skateboard is how big it is. It's a sturdy, durable board. I'm 6'2", and this board comes up to my waist. It's a huge board. It's got this cutout, which actually makes it really nice to carry because you don't have to hold it like this and get the grip tape all on your hand. You also don't have to touch the dirty side of the board. So it makes it very easy to handle. They balance the weight very well in it. So I really like this handle. It makes it really nice to easy carry, and that's going to make it ideal to be a commuter board. The next thing I want to talk about is the flex of the board. These boards are rated for 330 pounds, which is a lot. So I'm going to put it down, and we're going to see how it does. I'm going to hop on here, and I'm going to hop on back here. Uh-oh, rolling away here. Let me go back to the main frame. It's got a pretty nice flex though. You can see about it. I don't have any concerns about my size or my weight on this. I feel like it's going to be able to hold me. I'm not going to bottom out. So I would say that the board has a very nice flex. It's very comfortable under the feet, acts as a suspension system. And so that's kind of the biggest test of all for me, is to make sure I can hop on the board and I feel comfortable that I'm not going to crack the board, I'm not going to break the board. So I really think that that's a great feature. I'm very optimistic about this review. All right, I'm getting ready to get started here. First, I want to mention, always wear your helmet. You can take a broken arm, you can take a broken leg, but you can't take a broken head. So just be safe out there. E-skating looks to be a lot of fun, but it also looks like it can be very dangerous, especially if you hit a rock, a squirrel jumps out in front of you, someone opens their door when you're going past their car. There's just lots of things that can end up throwing you from your board. And I definitely recommend other safety equipment, even though I don't have all the safety equipment. At a minimum, please just wear a helmet, keep yourself safe out there. Now I want to go through the things that came in the Meepo skateboard. Obviously, you get the skateboard, you get a little handheld remote control. It's very simple and basic. You get a charger, you get a skate tool, and you get a Bluetooth charger for this, and you get a charger for the board and a skate tool. I do want to mention it came with 92A durometer bushings, but I did have to swap those out with the 98A durometer bushings because I need something that's going to be harder to turn and that's going to be able to better handle my weight. So that's the first tip I want to give anyone who's looking for a large, heavy rider on an e-skateboard, is to make sure that you get the hardest bushings you can get and you put them in and you test it, and that when you stand on the board and you go side to side, you don't feel unsafe. Because as soon as you feel unsafe or you're turning too much, you're just going to fall and hurt yourself. So you got to really tighten those trucks and get a hard bushing and lock it down. The next thing I'd like to mention for the viewers is that I do have prior skating experience. I used to skate every day after school for 4 years when I was a child between the ages of, I want to say about 8 to 12. And so I got really good at skateboarding back then. I could do all kinds of grinds and slides, and I'd go off of drop-offs. I could ollie up stuff. The best trick I could get was a kickflip. And so I fooled around with a skateboard, but I haven't fooled around with a skateboard in a long time. But I just want to let you know that your experience may not be the same as mine. I feel very comfortable on a skateboard. I feel very comfortable on a skateboard going a higher speed, but that's just because of my previous experience. So if you've never ridden a skateboard before, your learning curve might be a lot different than mine. All right, so we're finally ready to get tested on the skateboard. The skateboard comes with 4 speed settings and 4 brake settings. I have tested out the brake setting, and I find that the softest brake setting is the most important one for me because I don't want to accidentally hit that remote and be thrown off of the board. I want to anticipate my braking and have a nice, slow, gradual speed. So let's take a look and see what speed 1 looks like. That's really the first beginner speed. The manual says it's got a top speed of 7 miles an hour, so let's see how that looks on film. Okay, here we go with speed level 1. As you can see, speed level 1 barely moves a hard rider like myself. Okay, now we're going to move it up to speed 2, and we're going to take a look and see how fast that goes. As you can see, this one takes me off the line. Now we're going to go up to speed 3, and we're going to see how that handles. Definitely takes you much faster off the line. Finally, we're going to reach the highest speed level 4. Let's see. Speed 4 takes you right off the line and gets you going very quickly. All right, now that I've shown you the speeds the board is capable of, 1 is very easy, very low acceleration. Remember, it could hardly get a large rider like me even moving, and that's on a completely flat paved surface as this parking lot. So speed 1, if you weigh less, that's probably the speed you want to start out with, but for me, it didn't really get going until I at least hit speed 2. That was able to move me forward. And speed 2 is probably a good speed. You should spend a little bit of time getting familiar with the board on. The next speed is speed 3. It has similar acceleration to speed 2, but it unlocks, it goes from, I think, 15 miles an hour to 28, which is the top speed of this board. And so finally, speed 4, which is the speed I will ride in for the rest of this video. It's the one I feel most comfortable in. It takes me right off the line. It has a lot of acceleration, and you need all that torque and force to move a large, heavy rider such as myself. So for a lot of riders, that may be too much, but for a large, heavier rider, you're going to want to put it in the top speed level, and you're going to want to get going. And please keep in mind, I do have prior skateboarding experience, but I do not have electric skateboarding experience. So let's take it on the road and let's see how we do. All right, here we go. We're going to start cruising on down the road. As you can see, it goes pretty fast. The smooth pavement definitely helps. Here we go. We're going to speed up again. So this is full speed. I'm clipping along pretty good here. I don't feel like I'm going slow or anything by any stretch of the imagination. Here I'm coming up on a stop. Oh man, let's turn down this side. And here we go, full acceleration. And as you can see, I feel like it's moving pretty good. Like I said, I'm a large rider. I can handle that. I can handle these higher speeds. It's about as fast as I'd like to be going on an electric skateboard. So I'm definitely going to slow down a little bit here and take my time. I'm going to go ahead and try to get you some other shots of me cruising around. All right, here we go. Like I said, that speed 4, that'll take you right off the line for a large rider as myself. It's definitely the speed I like to ride in. This is full power. It's getting very windy. So I hope the audio comes through. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Again, like one of the things that's really neat, probably best about this electric skateboard, is it's a longer board and it's a wider board. It's got that comfortable flex, and it's a pleasure to ride. If it wasn't as big and as strong as it is, it would definitely have problems handling a large rider like myself. But as it is now, I don't have any issues with this. I feel I'm getting a really good speed. I feel like I'm going at a real good clip. There's no concerns that I have a lack of power. I can even do some carving here, which is a lot of fun. Little hill right now, and we're just having fun out here on the electric skateboard, cruising through the neighborhood. Earlier I was on the sidewalk. Problem with the sidewalk is all those bumps. Bump, 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 bump. These are nice, smooth asphalt roads out here, and let me tell you, they're very cushiony. They feel great under the board. I'm able to carve it out. I'm just taking it nice and easy. This is such an exhilarating, freeing experience to be able to ride an electric skateboard. Let's see, coming up on a stop sign. No cars. Here we go. We're going to take it up a little hill here. And giving it full power. And it's got this little hill, no problem. I can move along at a good speed, which is, to be honest, I'm impressed because I didn't think I'd be able to even, do speeds or go real fast, but I can get some good speed on this little hill.
It didn't take me long to learn how to e-skate because I had 4 years prior skateboarding experience when I was much younger. And so I relied on that experience. I do feel very comfortable on a skateboard. I was on a short board. This is a long board. So one of the things that I recommend is getting higher durometer bushings, 97A, 98A, even 100A if you can find them. The Meepo V5 ER comes with 2 tall bushings. I ordered some bushings from Venom, and I ordered some bushings from Riptide. Unfortunately, the bushings from Riptide were too big. I couldn't put the kingpin nut on after I did that, so I had to send those back. But I do have the Venom bushings, and I'm pretty happy with the Venom bushings. They're the pink 97A bushings. Then I went out on the road. The board comes with these road wheels. The road wheels do not do very well on sidewalks because it's crack, 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 crack. So I found that I had to ride on the smooth asphalt of the paved road. But that was a rewarding experience because the wheels were very smooth, and you do get more range out of riding on smooth roads. When I did take the board over small gravel, I wouldn't even say gravel, I'd say a pressed footpath of small pebbles, the speed greatly went down. It did not do well at all. And that was on full power on a small gravel, packed stone path. It just didn't do well at all. And so if you're riding on that type of terrain, you definitely need to look at getting an all-terrain board or different types of wheels for your setup. One of the things is initially I had my trucks tightened too tight. I tried for maximum stability because I wanted to get up to those higher 20, 25 mile per hour speeds, but I couldn't get up to those speeds without really tightening my trucks. The problem with this is once I hit those speeds, I couldn't make those turns. The angles I was hitting is way too wide. So I ended up loosening up my bushings and went for that. You got to definitely be able to do the full swing on the board. I didn't experience any speed wobble after I did that, but it made it much easier to turn. So you got to be very careful out there with these electric skateboards because you can go very fast. Now in my neighborhood, the paved roads, they're pretty good, but there's the occasional rock, stone. There's some gumballs down from the gumball tree. There's some sticks in the road. There's squirrels running back and forth. So there's all kinds of things you need to be on the lookout for as you're going down these roads. Having said that, I do really like electric skateboards. I really think they're a lot of fun. I was surprised at how well the Meepo V5 ER could handle someone my size for a budget board. I do recommend getting the ER, or the largest battery you can get. That is one little upgrade over just the most basic budget board, but that extra battery power will come in handfuls, because you really need that, because you're just going to blow through the battery very quickly, much more quicker than you think you would if you were just cruising around. So I did find that I like to ride at the pro level, and I like to ride fast, and I like to ride hard, and that will really drain the battery, especially with someone my size. Now, having said all that, riding an e-skateboard is very, what's the word? It's very freeing. Carving down the road is a fantastic experience. It's hard to say. It's just a different experience. I have an electric scooter, and I really like that as well. I don't think the electric scooter looks as cool as the electric skateboard. However, I will say the electric scooter is a lot safer than the electric skateboard, I believe, because one, it's got much larger tires, it's got a suspension system, you can hit bumps, and it's not going to throw you from the board. There's also no turning. You're turning a steering column instead of you're using your weight to turn the board. So they're two different animals. I like them both. Definitely the scooter has its benefits for tighter turns and more stability, and the electric skateboard has its benefits for just being a cooler platform and more fun to ride. The electric skateboard performed better going up the hills than the electric scooter, which is interesting. The electric scooter I have has a 750 watt hub rear motor, and it struggled to go up the hill, but it would go up the hills. Now there's two hills in my neighborhood, and this skateboard got me up both, which I was really shocked on. Obviously, if you go into that hill with a little bit of speed, it's going to make it a lot easier to go up that hill. And so that's what I did. I got a little bit of speed, and I went right up in that hill, and the motor kept cranking along. So very happy with that result. There was a little hill and a steeper hill, but anything over that, it's not going to handle someone your size. And if it is, when you put it on pro mode, you're not going to be able to ride it, because it's just going to rock it right from under your feet. So I don't think that it's almost like you need a different gear when it goes up that hill, but not off the start. Electric skateboards. What else can I say about electric skateboards? I think I'm very surprised with how well the Meepo V5 ER board did. It handled my weight. I had a nice comfortable flex. I didn't bottom out the board. You just definitely need to get harder durometer bushings, and you need to tighten those trucks, and you need to start off slow until you get comfortable. And then once you get comfortable, you can speed it up, and it's a very exhilarating feeling carving down a paved road. You feel like you're just kind of free. I really enjoyed the feeling. And so I want to make sure everyone out there, though, understands that electric skateboards are very dangerous to some degree. Now, anytime you get on an electric scooter, electric bike, anything electric, it's going to go faster. And skateboards definitely have the ability to throw you off and catch you on a rock or something. So I definitely suggest not only at a minimum the helmet, but also wrist guards, elbow pads, knee pads, full safety gear. You definitely don't want to take a tumble out there and break your arm. My final conclusions, my final thoughts on the Meepo V5 ER. Electric skateboards have come a long way since I first saw them and wanted to try them. At first, when Boosted had them coming out, they were too much money. They couldn't handle someone my weight. And now, several, 5, 6, 7 years later, they can handle higher weights. They have better specs as a baseline. They have better batteries. The 2170 batteries over the 1860 batteries is a huge, huge jump. If you guys aren't familiar with that, you definitely need to look into that. Again, that's definitely one of the reasons I recommend getting the V5 ER over the V5 is because you get much better batteries. They're not much bigger in size, but they have like double the capacity. And so you have the battery cabinet is about the same size. It just can hold double the amount of juice. So it's very, very cool to look at that. again, it's if you can put that little bit of extra more money, because once you get out there and you start riding this electric skateboard, you're not going to want to stop. You're going to want to stop when the batteries run out. And I know one of the things that's new about this board is the hole. I actually really like the hole because it makes it easier to carry. One of the sides you could get dirty on the bottom of the board if that rubs up against your body. The other side's a grip tape. That's not going to feel good if it sticks to your arm or your clothes or whatnot, because it's like sandpaper. So I really like the hole. I didn't think I would, but I really do like the hole. The other thing that's neat about the hole is that you can take a bike lock and just put it on a bike lock or something. You couldn't do that before. So that's another added benefit of it. I think everything that comes with the Meepo V5, the skate tool, the instruction manual, the charger, you basically get everything you need. Oh, and they changed the controller a little bit. I didn't think it looked as nice as the old one, but to be honest, it's much more basic and simple, and that's all you need. You're either pushing the wheel one way or pushing the wheel the other way. Once you set the speed for your brakes, once you set the speed for your acceleration, there's really not much else that the controller needs to do. So having them just kind of make it simple is actually a good thing, because it'll probably improve the battery life of it. The skateboard was really fun. I really enjoyed the skateboard. And I'm surprised that I could actually go up a hill. That was probably what surprised me the most about the electric skateboard, is not only could I ride it, but I could go up a hill. But it definitely has to be on paved roads, not sidewalks with those tires, and not crushed stone paths. It's got to be paved asphalt, or else it's just not going to work. It's a freeing experience, but you need to be safe at all times. For everyone, because I know there's other large, heavy riders out there. But I also want to caution everyone that it's very dangerous out there. It's a dangerous sport, is electric skateboarding. It's not, you can get thrown off your board, and what's worse, you can get thrown off your board at speed into pavement. So it's a lot worse than the spills I took on a shortboard skateboard growing up, where there was nothing electric. So just be careful of that and protect yourself. And if you do that, I think you'll have a lot of fun with the Meepo V5 ER. Thanks again for watching.